Hey guys, it's Tea Time here with another speed build for you. This is one I've been wanting to do for a while. I have called it Glass House because in my brain it was something probably different to what I actually ended up with. It was, in my head, modern, clean, and just windows everywhere. It didn't quite turn out like that, but I still kept the name The Glass House just because that felt kind of right still. But this is a modern build with lots of skylights, plenty of windows, and it is really one of my favorite builds that I've done for a while. We're just doing the exterior today. I've decided I want to split this video in half, partly because it's long and I got sick of editing it, but also partly I'm sort of going to do a test of splitting up my builds a little bit more, just so I can spend time working on them to a degree that I'm happy with, rather than feeling like I have to rush through them because it'll be too much content to edit through otherwise. Yeah, because it does take a while to edit these things together. Speed builds are probably my least favorite thing to edit, just because there's a lot that I have to cut out to make the thing sort of make any sense. And yeah, it is hard, but I also want to show you guys as much as I can. So I don't know, let me know what you think about me doing something almost like room builds or interior, exterior, depending on how big the build is. Is that something you don't like? Do you not want to have to wait a week to see a whole build? That's a good question. Yeah, so let me know. Maybe I'll put a poll up sometime once you guys have had a think about what you might actually like, and I will keep experimenting as I go. But I love building. Building's pretty much always been my favorite thing in Sims, just making houses and whatnot. I'm not the greatest, but and I definitely didn't used to be the greatest, that's for sure, but working on improving. Definitely getting a lot of inspiration from other builders. Oh my goodness, some people are incredible. But some people also have degrees in like architecture and interior design and things like that. So yeah, that's not me. I'm just making it up as I go. Sometimes I also forget to look up pictures, so I'm literally making it up sometimes, and it's an absolute mess, but it's fun, and I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing anyway. So yeah, do let me know what you think. Yes, I did want this in Strangerville because I think the view from the cliffs are just gorgeous, and I wanted this sort of luxurious, isolated feel in this home. It has a master bedroom and then one bedroom for kids. I mean, it could be an office as well, but I have made like a little office nook that you can use. It is very clean, but I will be showing you the interior next week. We'll do some of the layout today, so you'll sort of see what I'm planning. But yes, it's got a lap pool. It's just a huge air of luxury about the whole thing without it being a giant mansion, which is really what I was going for. That's what I wanted, and I think I achieved that. Like, I would love my Sims to end up here if they were, you know, well off, but also had a clean and simple aesthetic rather than a big over-the-top kind of aesthetic that might want a mansion or something like that. Yeah, so I'm really happy with this, how this turned out, especially when the interior gets done. You'll see there's a cohesiveness to the build that I rather enjoy. But the outside for now is, we do some black, some of more of a tan type colour of stone. And yes, anyway, you'll see that when we get to it. Just fixing up some of the outdoors now. I did have some trouble with the terrain tools. I'm just still not the best at them, honestly. I see other people doing things and I'm like, oh, that's awesome, and I try it and I can't follow instructions, and I struggle to just make it up myself. Here I am trying to make like a barrier wall to make a grassed area that is actually grass rather than, you know, a placed down tile, because I wanted it to change with the seasons like the rest of the grass does. Whatever seasons you might get in Strangerville. Anyway, this build would look good possibly on the Windenburg Island as well, maybe Oasis Springs in some areas. Yeah, so if you don't have Strangerville, not the end of the world. I don't know how much of this build actually comes from Strangerville. Probably not a lot in the end, just the location, because I really wanted to build here. Mostly because of the view, and when you see screenshots after this, you will understand. Man, living here would be insane. Absolutely insane. Anyway, you can see I really wanted to do this sort of glass dome thing on my build, so I put some glass at the front. A lot less glass than I was originally aiming for, but it's still nice. I will try and do that glass house sort of feel another time on a different build, just because I really want to attempt it. I just think as I overcomplicate and I start trying to do something that's not actually the original idea, maybe I need to plan more. I don't know. How do you guys do your builds? Do you do a lot of planning, a lot of research, or do you just wing it and hope for the best? Because that's kind of what I do right now, but not sure that's the best way to go about it. Yeah. Anyway, we're just doing some garden beds here. I had to change it to this pebble, you will see. Yes, that one. I like using that for these garden beds. They're a little bit more deserty feeling and sparse. It does look like, yeah, plants that want good drainage, so I've given them little pebbles to grow in. It feels appropriate and neat to me, rather than giving them sort of dirt garden beds. Yeah, so that's the thing I like doing. As you will see when I do other Oasis Springs and Strangerville kind of builds. Actually, I think my Mint house has these sort of garden beds too. There's just not garden beds in them yet. No, plants in them yet, because we don't have money. But yes, working with some aloe vera plants, cactus, ferns, rocks, things like that, to give it this sort of sparse but green and alive sort of feel. I really like that. It's one of my favorite types of gardens to do. I just find it very neat and easy to look at in game. It feels rich but also very simple. Sort of thing I'd like in real life that sort of requires minimal maintenance, except for the fact that you'd probably have to do weeding. I don't garden. Do you guys garden? I don't garden. I would love to, but also I'm never going to learn how to do it properly. I'm just not. I just know myself well enough to know that I do not garden. My grandfather used to garden like crazy though. He was amazing. His garden was like a rainforest. The place was awesome. Anyway, yeah, I'm just not like that. But yes, you can see I've used black feature. I was trying for white originally because the glass, to me, a glass feature house feels very white and light and bright and open, and I just, because I couldn't get the windows right, although I haven't really tried them yet, more the glass roofing, I couldn't get that how I originally wanted it, so black seemed like a really nice sort of feature, and what's the word I'm looking for? Not emphasis, exclamation, nope. I can't words today, I'm so sorry. Oh dear, I'm just recording this while my husband's bathing my daughter, because it's like, this has been running a bit late, because editing it has been like, I don't know why, just now and then I hit a video where I just can't edit it. I just lose all my brain cells, and it takes so long to get around all of my blocks. And this was just one of those, so yes, cutting in half has helped, because it means I don't have to talk for as long. I mean, I can talk for like half an hour, 40 minutes. It's just, I knew for a fact this was not going to be one of those days to do that, so I did not bother even trying. But yes, I've done this sort of broken up path on the hill. I love that you can do that with the terrain tools, that you can make, this flattened path, going sort of steps up, almost built-in steps up in the terrain. I think that's awesome, and I've seen people do some really amazing things with that. So if you're going to try anything for a build and you're not great at terrain tools, just raising everything up a little bit and putting in some of those steps with just floor tiles and the terrain tools is a kind of fun experiment to maybe start with. But yes, I am trying to use some of the Get Famous windows here, but it doesn't work. I do end up going with just your basic modern windows, because they're just so useful, and I did want windows that didn't have a lot of a block in front of them, so I didn't want ones that had a lot of pane work and whatnot. So these big open modern ones that are just straight up simple is sort of where I went for most of them, I think, and then I have a few Get Famous ones in other places that don't quite fit the big windows. I do raise this build up in a second as well. I love it flat and I love it single story, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be, so I had to make it bigger. I mean, I'd love to bring it back down to this sort of littler build and see what I can do with it, but it just wasn't enough room to do what I wanted, and what I wanted interior wise was a very sparse, open sort of space that was very clean and whatnot. And it's hard to do that when you have to sort of cramp an area because you're trying to fit things in. And I didn't see a single sim living here. I saw maybe at least a couple, maybe a small family. I mean, maybe a single sim. See, maybe a single mom or dad with one kid or something would definitely sort of suit the thing. I do add a second story in a second, as you will see, because that does actually make more room for bathrooms and bedrooms and things like that. Before that, I was struggling to think about where I might end up putting things. But that is sort of where I go in the end, and I really like how it looks. I love the aesthetic on the inside. I can't wait to show you guys the interior. But as it is, the exterior is also, I just love it. I don't know, I just love this build. Now and then you just make something and you're like, I love this is awesome. Taking screenshots, I was like, these actually look good. I don't need to do a lot of work here. It just looks nice, especially this sort of simple, almost black and white exterior sort of look. Not quite black and white, you'll see I'm using that sort of stone color, but it does give the same sort of feel with a contrast with the black. That kind of black and white feel against the red of the rocks in Strangerville, I kind of love it. It's a good kind of modern. That's what I think. I'd love to live here. Though it might not be big enough for me. It's made for simple people with money and taste, if those things exist together. Anyway, I did cut out a bunch of this here because I'm trying to raise all these up and it wasn't quite working. I think I changed that in a second as well. I do use, I think those Get Famous windows you did see a second ago, I use them up on the black part of the house. Just up, not here. Here I am trying to make a little false balcony. Yes, and I put some of these windows in, and up here I put the normal ones back in because all of those look stupid. But like I was saying, I do use the Get Famous windows. You'll see fairly soon, I think. The little ones, they're really useful for modern builds in places where you just can't fit windows. They sort of disappear and they look really modern and clean and cool. They're not big, so if you want a great view, it's not the best. So the kids' bedroom doesn't have the greatest view, which I don't know, maybe it says something about the parents. I'm not sure, but you can always throw some bigger windows back on if you're really not liking that. If you do download this one, I have no problem with people changing my builds up, honestly. It's all fun and it's a game that I want people to enjoy. So if you have something you really want to do with one of my builds, go for it. I'll ask because maybe you credit me if you're doing a video yourself or something like that, but otherwise I don't really care. I'm not fussed, honestly. It's a game, and I just want people to be able to enjoy it because it's fun and I've enjoyed it my whole life. Anyway, here I am doing the upstairs. For some reason I started doing the stairs like a 3 wide, and then I realized, oh wait, the hall's that wide, you can't actually walk to the stairs. Oh, what an idiot. Oh dear. But I did fix that, as you saw. It's just a single stair. I haven't used just a single staircase for ages. I don't know why. I always want to make double staircases, but single just looks better and cleaner most of the time, and I don't know why I don't. It's very strange that that's sort of been a thing I've done for a while, is double staircases. Maybe it's because I'm trying to build bigger houses all the time. But I do like this one, making just a little lattice here over what will be like an outside dining area. I keep the grass though. I really love that feel. It feels like whoever lives here entertain a lot, maybe. Maybe work friends come over and they sit outside and have some wine. look at the view. That's sort of what I'm feeling. These people are definitely a bit upper crust, but not so much that the house is gigantic. Yeah. Yeah, I did have skylights in this as well. I did make another one just now. Yes. Here, I do make it a bit smaller. I don't know when I do that. Not yet, apparently. Because I do put another bathroom upstairs to... because I hadn't actually put one downstairs, I think. I have a little office downstairs and then a kitchen and dining and lounge room kind of area. So I do squeeze an ensuite and an extra bathroom and 2 bedrooms upstairs, and I think, like, I really love the layout in the end. It's strange, I will admit it's a bit strange, but I think that's what some modern houses are. They're somewhere between super accessible and just a little odd, at least in my mind. I don't know, I haven't been in a really modern house for a while. I'm mostly talking out of my bum. Yes, here I am just making the study note. I love using columns and spandrels to sort of come up with different spaces, just because sometimes I think there's not enough arches that are medium wall height. They're all round, I think, so trying to come up with something that looks modern is so hard. But modern also has these big open doorways quite often, so like, what are we supposed to do with that? I don't know. And even the one on the tall wall height is so tall. Like, it takes up the whole thing, and I may as well just put in columns and a spandrel. But it is spandrel, right? I'm saying the right word? I could just be talking stupid right now. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe you guys know. You can tell me. I do not take offense. I know that I have stupid words. I'm speaking such good English right now. I'm just amusing myself. Anyway, that flooring is that base game flooring? Yeah, I never used that, but it's actually really nice in the white. I don't know, that might be my new favorite white floorboards. Anyway, that is the end of the build. These are the screenshots. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!